Hey guys, what's up? Thank you. After Ghost Gone Dead, that movie shitty. Finally, I found a better comedy slasher movie horror than Ghost Gone Dead. I realized that this movie capitalized on tits and ass, and it didn't even fucking work. Now this movie is interesting. Unlike Ghost Gone Dead, this movie has pretty ladies, but no tits and ass. They don't even get naked. But this movie still pulls off entertainment value. Well balanced of comedy, horror, slash, and supernatural. It balances out and it worked. And it was pretty fast paced. You know, it wasn't like it dragged with the talking and then the kill scenes comes here and there. This one was well balanced. I was shocked how good this movie was. And I was shocked. I mean, it's not the greatest movie or nothing, but I did like it, okay? And let's start off. By the way, David Carradine's in this movie, and let me just say something. I'm not trying to be funny. I think he has so many movies he did that's not even listed on IMDb.com. For some reason, I remember when the guy died, and I went to IMDb. I was trying to see what all the movies he did before he passed away. I mean, not passed, before he died, actually. Sorry. Rest in peace to David Carradine anyway, but still. I did not see this fucking movie on the list at that time, or still now. So you tell me, is this a strange mystery story or something? I don't know. I'm serious, by the way. I was gonna say I'm dead serious, but that's not a good thing to say right now. Anyway, origin story. Just like any typical slasher, usually you get the wimpy kid gets picked on. He was set up by his friends. His so-called friends keep this kid in the furnace to teach him a lesson because the guy felt like he's checking his girl out. The girl's like confining with him. So the guy and his friends decided to bully him and leave him in the furnace. Then a mysterious thunder just ended up hitting the school and then hit the furnace, and the furnace started up with fire, and the boy died an accidental death. The guy didn't want to let him out, but the guy died. The wimpy kid died. Years later, you got a group of kids now, being wise ass, being funny, being slick, being teenagers, kids, being wild, playing around, joking, and they get detention. I'm never to say this is probably like a supernatural horror themed version of The Breakfast Club. I would say, in my opinion. I mean, I did like all the characters in it. In my opinion, I like the movie was good. It was just a typical simple movie. One day David Carradine plays the principal pretty much, and he want the footage to be removed. Just to have memories to be forgotten. He want the furnace to be removed. So these two workers open the furnace, and you can take a wild guess. It looked like the spirit of the ghost comes out, and one of the furnace worker, the facility worker, I would say, got his fingers cut off, and he had to go to the hospital screaming. So it's like the spirit of the ghost going all over the school, showing ghostly image, doing ghostly things, while these kids get detention. People start dying one by one. It's not gory. It has blood moments, but not bloody moments, but it's just bloody moments. The kill scenes, you see some kill scenes. A lot of it is like pop, like you don't really see the kill scene. You don't see David Carradine's death in detail. You don't see the gym teacher's death in detail, for example. The only death scenes you see is like some of the students. Pretty much that's it. But they're simple death scenes. All in all, I did enjoy this movie. It has a ghostly. I don't want to ruin the ending for you, but let's just say you could take this movie as a slasher or a supernatural or both. It's pretty much you got like two killers, I would say, in my opinion. Just like something like Ghost Gone Dead or Scream. You gotta get your two killers. The ghost possessed people. I would say, you got one killer that's like related to the ghost, the death of the ghost. By the way, yes, you got one person that had to be related to the ghost. By the way, yep. Take a guess who it is. I won't spoil it for you. Of course, the kids. Take a while to guess who the kids are. The kids happen to be the parents. The kids' parents are the parents that killed the boy back in the late 70s. So pretty much the ghost is getting revenge on those kids. Like they gotta pay their debts for murdering him. Although Detention is an enjoyable comedy horror slasher movie, I would say. Supernatural, This is not a bad movie. To me, definitely is better than Ghost Gone Dead. And by the way, this movie does not rely on tits and ass, to be enjoyable. So that's kind of interesting, like I said before. And again, like every time Derek Kennedy's in a movie now, these newer stuff, rest in peace. I'm going back to IMDb. I want to see what other movies he did that I did not find out. There's more. I know he did more. He had to did more movies. Derek Kennedy, I know you're alive in spirit. You're a ghost too. Anyway, peace, guys.